Hello folks, this is Bobby with Renaissance Game Supply. So yesterday I was talking about card spikes, creating like a punch list of cards to go search. So I want to elaborate a little bit more here. So my whole idea with building a card mill is that I have a large organized inventory that's listed online, but at the same time I have equally as large, if not larger, backstock. So that's going to require a lot of space, a lot of time. Some of you out there that own stores are probably thinking, why would I waste all this time to have cards just sitting and waiting? Now, I own the place that I have all my stock in, so I can afford to just have it sit and wait, and real estate is not that precious to me like a normal brick and mortar store would be. So I understand that. But just entertain this idea for a minute. If you had the space to store all the cards that you've organized, that you've sorted, you just haven't listed them. So every time there's a card spike, every time there's a new set come out, every time something gets banned or unbanned, it's going to drive cards bonkers. I mean, card prices, market prices, I mean, whatever, you name it. I mean, some reserve list stuff is going to go nuts. I mean, it just, you've played the game longer than I have. You've studied the markets longer than I have. I'm just kind of giving you an idea, a different perspective of how to approach this. So, with the card mill that I have, I don't have it all sorted out yet. However, I did produce this list that you're looking at right here yesterday, and I printed it out and I went looking for these cards just to see if the idea of the mill and having stuff sorted pays off, and that answer is yes. So first off, we'll start off with some nice little goodies. So we got some autograph cards. Oops, we have a light that's off here. There we go, that's better. So we got some autographs. I may have shown these in a previous video. It's not uncommon for me to find autograph cards because a lot of times people forget they're in a deck and they go trade it in. They sell their bulk, they forget that it's in there. But I like it, I collect it, and the other nice thing is you get old school foils like this. I save every one of these that are in lightly played condition, and I only trade away the duplicates. So I have a bunch of those, and I have even more that were damaged, heavily played, kind of beat up around the corners, that kind of sort of stuff. So I didn't even include those. Those are going to go straight to the store. So here we go. And that is Screeching Buzzard from Onslaught, Break Asunder from Scourge, Bognar from Apocalypse. I mean, these foils are nice too. I like them. Whipgrass Entangler from Legions. Petrovark from, I believe that's Torment. I mean, the old foil process is just sick. I love it. Putrid Raptor from Scourge. Temporary Insanity from Torment. I don't know, it's just something about the reds, the greens, and the blues. I love those colors. Bone Shard Slasher from Torment. Crusted Craghorn from Legions. Embalmed Brawler from Legions. And I find these cards not often, but every now and then I'll go through a box and there'll be like a huge chunk of these. Croson Constrictor, and that is from Torment. So I don't find these every day, but when I do, it's like a decent chunk, and it's worth making a video about them. Plague Spores from Invasion. That's a really nice card. Gallantry from Odyssey. Now this one here has got some damage on the back corner of it, but it's still a pretty nice looking card otherwise. So Filthy Cur. It is from Odyssey as well. This one here probably has the most wear on it of the ones I've been showing you. Dirty Were-Rat. from Odyssey. Steadfast Guard, Arcadian Masks. Limestone Golem from Odyssey. Embolden from Odyssey. Incinerate from, I believe this was a dual decks, Garfield something deck. I can't really remember. I'd have to look at the sets. But man, look at that. That is some shiny stuff. Rat's Feast from Judgment. Ear-splitting Rats from Judgment. Churning Eddy from Torment. I'm telling you, I think the blues have the nicest looking foil finish. And then this one here is card number 112A. So it's a starter card. I think it was starter the year 2000. And it's rocks. It is not the same art as the one from Nemesis. Hold on here, my heater just kicked on. Then we got Sarkatog from Odyssey. And these cards end with Tog. Some of these have been going up in value. Hold on, we're going to go pause that heater. So that's just some of the foils that I found. I mean, there was probably easily 50 or 60 foils. That's how many I've actually kept. And those are going to go in this binder. So, I mean, there's all kinds of old school foils in this binder. So it's going to look kind of cool. Maybe I'll do another video later of this binder. Oops, there's one more here. So this is where all that's gonna go. And then I have one with all the autographs. So, and then I got some old school stuff. Alphas, betas, unlimiteds. I mean, not like high dollar stuff, but it's still just stuff as I come across these collections. I pull it and I save it. I don't sell alpha, beta, or unlimited. I keep all that all the time. So anyway, we're gonna get back to showing you. So the punch list here. Found a Locust God. As you can tell, it's quite a bit off center here. The top and the bottom border is pretty bad. Still, I mean, it's a valuable card. So I probably still have to mark it as damaged. But I'll include a picture of it when I put it on TCG Player, and or maybe I'll just put it out as lightly played. I'm not sure, but I'll put a picture out there. People who like to collect that sort of stuff, I mean, you can go after it. On my list was Noetic Scales. Now, like I told you, I pulled this card before because I saw it pop up in price around November, but I just kind of set it aside and I forgot to list it. So again, it's just one of those card prices that spike in value. So this whole card mill thing starting to pay off. Helm of Gaslord. I showed this stuff yesterday, so we're just going to roll through these quick. Quill Spike. Flourishing Defenses was one that kind of spiked around, I think, the end of November, beginning of December. So I was rolling through the collection, saw that yesterday, completely missed it. We got a Corrosive Mentor, which is still on the list and climbing this week. And then I kind of expected to find a few of these. I figured there'd be more. We got Obelisk Spiders. There's 5 here. It's still climbing. I think the market price for lightly played is about $4.22 at the moment. So, I mean, if you just added that all up, that's a booster box right there. That ain't even counting the niceties. So these here are store cards. We'll keep the autographs. We'll keep all the old school foils. The rest of the stuff's probably going to go up for sale. In fact, I got one customer who wants an Obelisk Spider already. So I'm going to let them have that. I don't care if it goes up more. They want one, so they need one. However, this is the biggest reason why we do this. I mean, obviously, yes, you can make hundreds of dollars if you have numerous copies of cards that decide to spike when new sets spoil, unbannings, bannings, whatever. But this here is the secondary reason that I wanted a card mill. I like to collect cards from the reserve list. I like to collect banned cards, all kinds of stuff. And last night, when I was in search of card spikes, I discovered this card. And for some reason in the back of my mind, I had the name memorized. I did not write it on my punch list. But from time to time, I'll remember cards as I'm going on TCG stocks, or MTG stocks, sorry. So here we go. Harbinger of Night. This is a heavily played version of Harbinger of Night, but I think it's still somewhere around $58 to $75 right now. I think earlier, the last few weeks, it might have seen it go up even higher. I don't really remember. I just remember seeing the name and kind of thinking, okay, it's from Tempest. I'll keep an eye out for it. Not going to go search for it, because the source in which I buy all my bulk from, they have a Roca sorter, or maybe even two, and in fact they're the first one that sold me my Magic sorters. So normally when I get sets and collections from them, it's fairly well searched. They do leave some value in there for me, but that kind of stuff never gets sold to me. Like, if it's reserve list stuff, it's like the stuff that's not even $2 to $3. So to find a card like this is super rare. I found another Dan, which that's kind of settled down in price now. But yeah, I was really, really happy to pull that card right there. There was probably more, to be honest with you, because at the time that they sold me all these cards, it would have been over a year ago. And I have bought probably let me think. Probably almost 2.5 million cards over the past year and a half from this outfit. And I'm still processing that. So there's a very strong chance I still have more of these in backstock. Because if they missed it and it was not a valuable reserve list card at the time they sold me all these collections, then there's a very good chance that I'm going to have more in there. So anyway, that's kind of a quick recap about yesterday's video and searching for value after you've organized all your stuff, or even in the midst of organizing all your stuff, all your backstock. So like I said, it's perfectly fine and healthy to have a backstock that is not all listed online, and you don't want it all listed because, again, you get bought out and you miss out on this kind of stuff. And the whole point of having bulk is to capture these types of card spikes and sales, and stuff goes up and down all the time. So there's no reason to not hang on to your bulk and organize it and keep it, for yourself. I mean, if you're a store owner, this is how you get more stock instead of having to keep spending your cash to buy out people's collections all the time. I mean, you can certainly organize it and hang on to it if you have the space. So anyway, that's the advantage of having a card mill. So I'll let y'all go. Y'all have a great weekend, and thanks for watching.